Hello there, my name's Chris. I'm your careers advisor with CXK. Now today we're going to be looking at what you can do to find an apprenticeship in the middle of a pandemic. Now it's the middle of winter, it's cold and it's tricky, and we're all in the middle of a lockdown. So apprenticeship hunting is an absolute challenge, and that's why we thought we'd put together this video just to help you. Now I'm going to be joined today by a special guest, Becca, who also works from the CXK, who will be giving us an employer's perspective on what they would like to see. But for the first part, what I'd like to talk about is experiences that I've had working with students during this time of things that you could be doing to help yourself get an apprenticeship. Now, first of all, it is challenging. We know that and completely acknowledge it, and it's hard. So the important thing though is to keep pushing on with it and to not give up. It's about having that tenacity to keep pushing through, that grit, because we know from evidence that it's that grit, that not giving up, that trying again and again and again, that really reaps rewards. So what are the practical things you can do? Well, first of all, networking is probably the biggest thing that's out there that's going to help you. That means talking to employers, knocking on employers' doors, seeking opportunities. And there's lots of different ways to network. Now traditionally we would actually go and meet them in person, knock on their doors, have a chat with them. It's really tricky to do that at the moment because of the lockdown. So what can you do instead? Well, organise to talk to them possibly on a video call is a good way of doing it. Phone them up, email them, make contact, start talking and see what's possible, because without talking, nothing's going to happen. So that's the first one, network like crazy. Now to generate those opportunities though can be the tricky thing. So there's a couple of sneaky things you can do. Get on your social media for one. So if you're on Facebook or similar, tidy it all up, get rid of anything that's dodgy on there, and then put a shout out explaining exactly what it is that you're looking for, and ask your friends and family to share that shout out. It's amazing how many opportunities come that way and from people we know. Okay, so make sure that everyone that you know knows that you're looking for an apprenticeship. Also have a decent CV together that you can send an employer if they have an interest in you. So you've got all of your credentials ready, and make sure that that CV's been checked for spelling mistakes and really shouts out about who you are, evidencing the skills and the qualities that you've got and where they've come from. So, some basic things that you can do. But of course, there's also the vacancy websites. Make sure that you have a list of all the apprenticeship vacancy websites and that you check them regularly. That's really, really important. You've got an amazing website called Amazing Apprenticeships, which is really good to have a look at, but you've also got the local ones as well. So make sure you've got those. On the CXK website, there's a list of resources there that can help you, which includes the local websites for this area. So make sure you're familiar with them. Now, from an employer's viewpoint, I'm going to hand you over to Becca. All the best.
Hi Chris, and thanks for having me. So as you can see, I'm out in the countryside along with you, just somewhere else. So what do employers want to see from you that makes your applications stand out? How can we use the pandemic to our advantage? So my first thing is, have you managed to get any virtual work experience? Have you managed to make contact with any employers, having any conversations about the different pathways that you can take into your employment? Being able to show that you've actively been searching or looking for advice and guidance around your opportunities will really help you stand out. How about, have you learned anything new? Have you managed to play the guitar? Have you started doing yoga? Do you now practice mindfulness? Have you done anything a little bit different from the pandemic that can shine a light onto your personality? And last thing, what has changed you during the pandemic? What has changed? What have you done more? Are you more competent with IT? Are you able to socialise in different ways? Have you begun exercising a little bit more? What else have you found about yourself that is slightly different to maybe before the pandemic? What skills have you gained from the pandemic? Turn everything into a positive. We are all in a really, really tough position at the moment. And if you can make it look slightly positive or have a good outlook on you, it might really help.